Hello friends, I am Devasis and welcome to my video tutorial on why and how can you get an affordable yet reliable VPS server. Or a VPS server is also called a virtual private server, that is basically similar to your computer, but it's located in a remote area and it's on 24/7. So you can either share it with other users, otherwise the complete physical machine is dedicated for your purpose only. However, we will be talking about these affordable servers. Those are like cheap and great for your personal projects. So before we start how it can be done, so first let's see why you even need a VPS. So maybe you might have found yourself in need of a VPN. Now obviously you can either purchase them from commercial VPN service providers, but depending on your use, if you need prefer very good amount of privacy, then go for commercial servers. But if you are just using it for say bypass the restriction imposed by your organization or internet service providers, then but you want maximum speed, then your own personal VPN will be best, because a commercial VPN will be shared by many users, so your speed will be pretty low in most of the cases. And maybe if you want to improve your productivity by deploying some tools like task management tools, there are many tasks like Kanban and other things. So where you can create your task and track how much you have done and what like those. And you can host your own cloud storage solution like Nextcloud or OneCloud. So they are almost similar to Dropbox, but Nextcloud is better than OneCloud in terms of the recent updates and everything. This resembles very much like your Dropbox, which is much cheaper and it's private because your data stays on your server. But in case of your Dropbox or any commercial provider services, you are relying on the license agreement and hoping that they are keeping your data safe and not sharing with anyone. Or you may be also just want to host your own personal website or your portfolio website. And here is a list of many self-hosted tools. Let me show you. So here the first one. So this is a GitHub project, so it lists all those different type of self-hosted tools that you can host. So as you can see, the list is quite long. You can from music streaming tools to your own video sharing tools to everything, bookmark, link sharing, calendars and contacts. So it's a huge list, so you can go through it and find out if you need anything, or anything from this will be useful to you or to useful to improve your productivity. So anyway, so those are some of the tools. So now if you have decided to have your own VPS or a virtual private server, even if you are practicing coding or deploying your web applications and trying to see how they fare in real-time situations. So the first method is do a Google search for affordable VPS service providers. And according to my own experience, I have found these service providers to be really great. So the first one is DigitalOcean, which you can go to its website and find out how it feels to you. So the bonus is it has excellent tutorials, but you can see or follow these tutorials even without buying a service from them. But if you really enjoy all those tutorials, you might even buy one from them as well for slightly very slight amount of more price, but the cost is a little more than others, but it's okay. They provide quite good service and reliable. Then there is Linode, Voltar. They are all similar to DigitalOcean. Then there is OVH Cloud. So OVH is probably the oldest one of these service providers based on France. And Scaleway, it is a sister branch of OVH. So I am not discussing the big ones like Amazon Web Services or Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud, as everyone has a tutorial about them. You can find them on Google or anywhere else, even on YouTube. But for a real project, they tend to become very expensive, and especially if you are doing any personal project and you can't keep track of how much bandwidth you are using or anything, then you will get a huge bill at the end. So they are not suitable for my personal project. This is according to my taste only, so you might have a different opinion, so you are welcome to that. And for experienced users, you should go to this website called lowendtalk.com. So here you can, it's basically a community, or if you find any other community where people discuss about these low cost VPS service providers, then that is also good. And here you can just go to this link and find out all the different offers available, and keep an eye out for your Black Friday and Christmas deals. However, if you are decide to purchase one service from here, you need to weigh the customer feedbacks. That is, you have to calculate whether it will be a reliable service provider or a very new one and inexperienced one, so that you might have some loss in the future. But then again, for personal projects or just development purpose, they are good, even if they are not very good service providers. So let me show you how those interfaces look if you decide to buy one from them, these few. So first one here, this is the DigitalOcean interface. So once you log into their console or the control panel, where you can see how you can create the virtual private server very easily. So you can see they are billed either monthly, so this is the highest cap, and this hourly bill as well. So if you are like only testing one for a few days, then you can pay this hourly bill and shut down your server. Otherwise, if you want to keep it on 24/7 or for longer period of time, a few months or a year, then you use the monthly bill. Anyway, you can decide how much you want to pay, or how much computing power you need, using these different options they have provided. And also you can add more volume or storage to it if you want, but then again those will be expensive. So if you want a very high storage VPS, go for a storage VPS. Just Google that. Few of the service providers they provide it, but these are all SSD, solid state drives, so you will get very good performance from them. But generally the low cost storage servers they still use the old magnetic hard disk drives, which are a bit slower than them, quite slower actually, 10 times slower minimum. And yeah, you can choose at which location you want to deploy, and obviously first you need to choose which type of operating system you want, and all these Linux based operating systems are free, and then you can also choose Windows based system as well with some providers, but you have to pay for the license of Microsoft Windows as well. And for a VPS, especially for personal projects, Linux is much better, and Ubuntu, it rocks, there is no question about it. And yeah, you can choose this these are the shared CPU. That means a single physical machine is being shared by many different users. That's why you are getting this low cost. So everything is here you see is virtual. Whether this one CPU may be directly virtualized with a CPU core, or for example, let's talk about a 4-core CPU. So this one CPU may be mapping to one core of that CPU, or it may be just a virtual core. That means many of these virtual machines will be sharing this same CPU, same core of that CPU. So this is why the cost becomes really low. But it is, you will find if you use one, you will find they are more than enough for all your web hosting and other kind of tools needs. So similarly, if you see Linode, so there also you can find out if you create a Linode. Here, these are the virtual machines options. So these are dedicated CPU, that's why they are expensive. So $30 monthly it starts, and up to $3,000 or $4,000. But you can go with the shared CPU. So these are the cheap VPS options. So you see it gives 1 GB of RAM, and it has one CPU here, and it will give 25 GB, almost similar to DigitalOcean. That's why I said all these service providers are almost same. And here there are different type of options. So cloud compute, this is the default one for the VPS or low cost VPS we are discussing. And here again you can choose the different versions of operating system, whichever you choose. So Ubuntu, if you choose, this is the stable version 20.10, still supported up to 2025. And then again you can choose one from one of these different options. So $5 per month, but you get 1 GB. If you want a little more, then you can choose this one. Or if you want say to test a big software, so let's say you want how much, about 8 GB of memory, then you can choose one. But then obviously when your personal development ends, you can stop it. So it will cost you about $0.06 per hour. So this is what will help you in your development phase. And after development, if you see you don't really need 8 GB of memory and your system can work well with 2 GB of memory, then it's fine. Then you can just click this one, create a new server with this, and deploy your application onto this one. Similarly, there is this OVH cloud. Here you can choose whatever you want. There are different options here: 2 GB of memory, 4 GB of memory, etc. Then there is Scaleway. This is what you see, the different options of Scaleway. So these are some which I have used myself and I have found them very reliable. Scaleway I have used for about 2 years, but recently they increased their price quite a lot, so I moved to Hezner, which is a even better VPS provider for now. And this one is Scaleway. It's the control panel of this one. And about the low end talk that I discussed, here is this their website. So here you can see the special offers, or if you go to the home page, there will be all kind of discussions regarding all those you see everything related to web hosting and VPS solutions. Actually, I just go to this category and then go to this offer, low end talk, here, this one. And you can go through all those posts to decide if anything is anything that you like. Some of them are really new, some of are old. Okay, so there are these two type of VPS provision basically, or virtualization technology: OpenVZ and KVM. So if you want to host a your VPN, virtual private network, you need a KVM. But in other cases where you think that even or even lesser resources, then you can choose one OpenVZ VPS as well. But I personally have all my VPS with KVM virtualization, where I get some kind of guarantee that the advertised resources that you saw here, they will be fully available to you. So these are KVM VPS. So they perform much better than OpenVZ VPS. But for a storage server, for an instance, OpenVZ will do just fine. So anyway, that is all. And yeah, you can choose anything you want. So this is how you develop your own VPS or deploy your own VPS. So I hope this might be helpful to you, and if you find this video helpful, do like or post any comments if you want to discuss anything further. Thank you.